Hey everybody, Tekking101 here, and welcome back to episode 3 in my series on the Shikibukai. Shikabu, 7 Warlords of the Sea in the One Piece world. Today's episode is going to be focused on this guy right here, Marshall D. Teach, Blackbeard, one of the main antagonists of the entire One Piece series. Now, I got a lot of people sending me in messages when I announced that I was going to be doing Blackbeard in this episode. Wait, Tekking, Blackbeard isn't really a warlord right now. He's more well known as a Yonko, so maybe you should hold off to talk about him until maybe later on. I am going to discuss the Yonko, but I figured, hey, I'm going to get to Blackbeard eventually. Why not do him right now? I feel like it would be kind of weird to do every single warlord except for Blackbeard. So this is just going to be a general discussion on his character. I'm not going to be like, we're only going to talk about Blackbeard, before the time skip or anything like that. We're just going to discuss him in general. So, why not throw him in with the rest of the warlords? And I'm still going to do the Yonko discussion because there's still 4 Yonko I can discuss. You got Kaido, Shanks, Big Mom, and Whitebeard. He might be dead, but he was still a Yonko, so we still got 4 of them there. But this episode is about Blackbeard. Now, a lot of shit to talk about with Blackbeard. Like I said, one of the main antagonists of this entire story, going to be one of the last fights the Straw Hats are probably going to have, maybe even the last fight they're going to have, because as you can see, a lot of the members of the Blackbeard Pirates have, like, parallels to the Straw Hats, like there's a really powerful swordsman, there's a sniper, so we might actually have it, like viewed as, like, a negative Straw Hat Pirates, and it might be, like, the final opponent that they will have to fight, about 10, 15, 35 years from now. But let's just go through the past of Blackbeard, the history with his character, as far as we know. There's still swabs we don't, to give a decent idea on where we are right now in the series. So, Blackbeard started off in the 2nd division of Whitebeard's crew. Apparently, he's been a part of Whitebeard's crew ever since he was 16. We don't exactly know when Whitebeard started up his crew, but we can assume that Blackbeard was probably one of the very first, people that decided to join up with his crew. He joined, even at a young age, he pretty much had like an idea of what he wanted to do. He joined in order because he was looking for a certain devil fruit, the Yami Yami no Mi, and he decided, well, the best way for me to get my hands on it is to be with one of the strongest pirate crews in the world, so that's why he joined up with Whitebeard. Probably even back then, Whitebeard's crew was probably gaining steam as a very prevalent pirate crew, probably rivaling even that of Roger back in the day. Those two butted heads, the two pirate crews, Roger and Whitebeard, I think they even butted heads quite a few times there. So he joined the crew. He was very charismatic, seemed like a likable guy amongst the crew. He earned their trust. He didn't have any ambition, though. He didn't have any drive to become a commander in Whitebeard's crew or have any real notoriety. We don't even know. Well, he didn't have a bounty. Yeah, it was announced that when he was looking for the position of warlord, Lafayette meets meets at Marijois, and he talks to Sengoku and everybody, and he recommends Blackbeard, and Sengoku's like, what's his bounty? And Lafayette's like, no, he doesn't have a bounty. So he played it really low-key in the Whitebeard Pirates. At one point, they fought against Shanks. I think it was around maybe 20 years ago or so. They fought against Shanks, and that's how he ended up getting the scar on the side of his face, the 3 scars on Shanks' eye. It was done by Blackbeard. Blackbeard fought with these, Wolverine claws. I don't know if it was 20 years ago, but the image of him in the Wolverine claws was 20 years ago, so maybe it was a little bit after that. So it's interesting to note, though, that Blackbeard, and this is before he had his Yami Yami no Mi powers, this is before he had Devil Fruit powers, and as we've seen in the series, he's not the kind of guy that's prone to use hockey all too much. He was able to get off a clean hit on Shanks. Tuck that in the back of your mind, because that's very important, okay? So, he was with the crew for a little while, and then after that, Thatch picked up, the commander of the 4th Division, picked up the Yami Yami no Mi. Blackbeard realized that was the fruit he was looking for, killed Thatch, took the fruit, gained its power, and then just fled the crew. Whitebeard was obviously pissed about this. Ace took it upon himself, because he was the commander of the 2nd Division, which Teach was part of. He took it upon himself to head out and try to find Blackbeard. Now, we don't really know how exactly Blackbeard Blackbeard founded his crew, if he had his crew, like he was like working in the shadows, kind of doing like a Sosuke Aizen thing, where he was like building up an organization in and himself while he was part of the Whitebeard Pirates, or if he just fled the Whitebeard Pirates and then just, built his crew after that. But the original 5 members of his crew included himself, Jesus Burgess, we had Augur, the sniper, Doc Q, and Lafayette, and Stronger, Doc Q's horse. So we don't know exactly where they all came from in the world, if they were already in allegiance with Blackbeard before he fled the Whitebeard crew. He seemed to like jump right into being the captain of the pirates, so I want to say he was like working in the shadows and was kind of already, building this pirate crew while everyone was paying attention to Whitebeard. Not really a lot of people were paying attention to what he was doing because he didn't even have a bounty on Whitebeard's ship. One of the things they did is they attacked Drum Island. They attacked where the Chopper grew up, and that made Wapple flee, and eventually Ace caught up to Drum Island, and then Ace and Rufy meet up on Alabasta, and whatever. Ace tells him what Whitebeard did, and that he's a member of the Whitebeard Pirates and everything. Finally, we get Luffy meeting Blackbeard on Jaya. And you know what? It's an interesting thing, because Blackbeard, he's very similar to Luffy. He's very similar to Luffy when he talks about, like, the ambitions that pirates have, and like, this is the era of dreams, we'll never die, shit like that. Not too different, really, from Luffy's attitude, except with Teach. He's a little bit more intelligent. While Luffy relies mostly on impulse to get where he's going, and he also relies on his crew to help him out, Luffy's even came out and said he admits his shortcomings, and he says, if it wasn't for my crew, I wouldn't be anywhere. He relies heavily on impulse. He's not the kind of guy that thinks of plans before he charges in. It's very clear, at least in certain points, that Blackbeard has this shit planned out. He's like, okay, I want to become king of the pirates. I want to get the One Piece. All right, step 1, I need to do this. Step 2, I need to, join the Whitebeard Pirates, get the Yami Yami no Mi, and then I gather a crew, and then do this, and then do that. Like, he's a really, he's a thinker. He figures this shit out. At other times, though, he seems to do things completely idiotic. He's on Bonaro Island with Ace, and he's like, hey, Ace, I know I killed one of your crew members and everything, but hey, join my crew, that'll be great. He can. Wait, what? Saw! And then Ace shoves a fucking fire fist right in their freaking faces and gets knocked back. Some things he does, it's like really intelligent, like he's planning, like he's like a master, like chess master, thinking 13 moves ahead. Other times he does shit that just leaves him open, getting to like punched in the face. Like he charges in to fight against Whitebeard thinking that, oh, I'll just use my power to nullify his Gura Gura no Mi. And then Whitebeard just cuts his fucking chest open with his Bicento. Just like, yeah, you didn't think about this too much, did you, Blackbeard? But it seems like none of the injuries really hurt him at all. I mean, it looks like he gets hurt, he yells in pain. Part of the downside of the Yami Yami no Mi is that he absorbs pain, more so than the normal humans. So whenever he gets hurt, he feels it even more. But it still doesn't seem to, like, stagger him at all. How many freaking attacks did he get hit by Ace? I mean, he got stabbed in the freaking chest with these flame spears, and he used his power to extinguish the flame, but he still got stabbed with them, and he's just like, oh, man, that was crazy. And he's just like, he doesn't work out. He's a big fucking fat guy. He's like 600 pounds, And it's like, he's towering, too. Really tall dude. He's like 7 feet tall. And it's insane, though, how much damage he takes. Once again, he got hit by the Bicento, doesn't seem to hurt him, got knocked around by Garp, Sengoku freaking, like, shockwaved him, and he's just still around, So, and this was, probably the case, I would want to say, even before he got his hands on the Yami Yami no Mi. I think Marco said it best. Marco said it best at Marineford, where it's just like, somebody like him, his body, it's just not normal. It's just there's something unusual about his body, to which we find out later on. So, he fights against Ace on Bonaro Island, manages to defeat him, takes him down to Impel Down. That's how he gets his title as Warlord. And then, as he is a Warlord, he got called in to fight with Marineford. Instead, he went to Impel Down to try to, like, release all the level 6 prisoners, gaining the newly reformed Blackbeard pirates that are actually a threat to the government. They're not just some ragtag band of people. These are actually serious criminals, and of course, over the time skip, they've grown even more. But at Marineford, it was revealed that he has a secret power that we still don't know exactly how it works, but he was able to steal Whitebeard's devil fruit abilities, and it's been stated since then they've been basically on the hunt for strong devil fruit users and stealing their powers. So we don't know how this works. We don't know if there's like a definite limit to how many devil fruits that, you know, you could hold. We don't know if he's able to like give people devil fruit powers, because the way that they said it, like the Blackbeard pirates are going out hunting for strong fruit users. You know, it's like, okay, are they all giving them to Blackbeard, or can Blackbeard like divvy them out, you know? The whole premise with devil fruits, and the reason that normal people aren't able to, you know, when someone gets greedy and tries to eat more than one fruit, I think it's never been directly shown, but it's been stated a few times that the bodies just explode. You know, two fruits at the same time, two powers, they just clash, and the physical body just ruptures and explodes. That's not the case with Blackbeard. So one of the theories we have here that I've read into, that one of the reasons why he can use more than one fruit, is that he has more than one soul in his body. And this is hinted at when you see the flag of the Blackbeard pirates. It's like 3 skulls, right? So that makes people think of like maybe his body has more, you know, something that he can hold up to three different devil fruits abilities, or he has the strength of like 3 men into one, or multiple men into one. That would make sense on why he has such an insane amount of durability, why he seems to heal faster. None of these things we don't see him heal faster, but I mean, fucking Whitebeard, like huge towering like half giant Bicento, just BAM, and then Blackbeard could just stand back up like whatever. You know, it's just, you know, that's not normal, okay? So it gives the idea that he has the durability or the strength or the stamina of multiple people, and maybe that's why he can also contain more than one devil fruit ability. Maybe not 3. I only say 3 because that's the number of skulls that are on the flag, but it's possible it can be way more than that. It's possible that, you know, something like that. Other people are saying, and my initial opinion on why he could control 2 devil fruit abilities when I first saw it, is that was just another ability of the Yami Yami no Mi. Yami Yami no Mi is a very interesting fruit, very unusual amongst all other fruit users, Blackbeard himself, even amongst Logias. It's very, very unique. You know, if it has the ability, the unique ability to steal other devil fruit abilities, then, you know, or nullify them, you know, maybe not steal, but nullify them, then why wouldn't it be able to steal other powers? Maybe that's why he's able to do it. And, you know, thanks to, it's like a black hole inside of his body, and he could just store an infinite amount of things, stuff like that. I don't know, that's just an idea. Yeah, so going back, though, a little bit to the comparison between Blackbeard and Luffy. You know, Blackbeard, they both want to be king of the pirates. They both aim to get the One Piece. It's just that Blackbeard is a little bit more ambitious in terms of, like, he'll kill people. Like, he don't give a fuck. Like, he'll kill people, whatever. You know, Luffy doesn't like to kill people, at least anyway. I think the reason Oda gave for this, I don't know if Luffy himself ever said it. This is a little bit more eloquent for Luffy. But the way Oda put it was, Luffy doesn't kill his opponents because if he did that, it'll be like killing their fighting spirit or their drive or something like that. Like, they'll never be able to fight again if he kills them. So that's why he doesn't do it. Blackbeard, on the other hand, just doesn't care. He'll do any nefarious tactic in order for himself to, you know, achieve the rank that he holds dear. He wants to become king of the pirates. Afterwards, let's see. Oh yeah. So this is interesting. Also, he's a little bit. At times, he's a little bit more courageous. You know, like when he storms Marineford, he's standing up on the scaffold. You know, but then you have other moments where it's like he's very cowardly. Right, and unlike all the other members, and remember, he has the will of D. Blackbeard's got the D. Unlike all other members that carry the will of D title, Blackbeard seems to be the black sheep of that bunch. Whitebeard came out and said, you know, you're not the one that Roger's waiting for. You're not fit to carry on the Will of D. Now, the Will of D was stated in the most recent arc, or one of the most recent arcs, Dressrosa, as the enemies of God, the enemies of the world nobles, and the enemies of the government. I think Blackbeard embodies this will in the strictest sense, as if, you know, Blackbeard would be happy burning the entire fucking holy city to the ground and then, doing a happy little merry dance on the ashes. Not exactly something you can see other members of the Will of D doing, more of like just chaotic evil, essentially. Just like, I'm just going to destroy the government just because it would cause upheaval and death, so let's do this. Luffy does not think of the government very highly. He does view them as their enemy, but Luffy views the government as an enemy mostly because of the shit that happened with Robin, and he's like burned down the government flag, Sage King. So Luffy, he's an enemy of the government as well for what they did to his crew, but that's the reason. Blackbeard is more of just like, I want to watch the world burn, and then I'll be the king of the new era, So there's some very stark differences there between Luffy and Blackbeard amongst all the other people that carry the Will of D. In general, Will of D in this, like, the enemy of the government. Blackbeard does have that, but everything else, and also I don't see I don't see Blackbeard dying with a smile on his face, like, I'm okay with dying. Luffy would be 100% cool with dying if he's doing what he loves. Blackbeard doesn't want to die. And I don't see Blackbeard going out with a smile on his face like Ace did, or any of the other characters that died that had the Will of D, like Roger, for instance. Yeah, no, I don't see that going down. So, we get a little bit of stuff with him after the war, in the post-war arc. We get that moment where he took out Jewelry Bonnie, and he was like, I'm going to gain, I'm trying to trade a marine ship here. We had that moment there. And then we don't really get much of him through the rest of the series until the time skip. And then even the time skip, we have not seen Blackbeard yet since the time skip. We saw Burgess in Dressrosa. We saw him talking to Blackbeard. We heard his voice, but we haven't seen him yet. We've seen that the Blackbeard pirates have expanded into this huge fleet where Blackbeard himself is like the admiral of this fleet. He's got several ships under his control. We saw Shiru is the commander, I think, of the second ship, and Lafayette was the commander of the fifth. So he's Yonko prim and proper, basically. He is an accomplished Yonko now. He has the power and the prestige and the reputation throughout the world as a Yonko. This is no longer just a ragtag game of pirates that you could just kind of like whatever disregard. Like one of my favorite scenes with Blackbeard, and one of the reasons why I say sometimes he just does stupid shit. Him and his crew invade Impel Down, have that little moment with Luffy. Luffy jet pistols him in the stomach. Once again, doesn't seem to really damage him all that much. And then after Luffy and the rest of the prisoners try to escape, he goes walking down level 4 right in front of Magellan. And you think there's going to be like, oh shit, Blackbeard Fire Pirates versus Magellan. This is going to be crazy, man. And then Magellan's like, I take it you're Blackbeard. Blackbeard's like, yeah, you hit the nail right there on the head, pal. And then Magellan's just like, Hydra, and just knocks him out, just poisons the shit out of him, just knocks out the entire Blackbeard pirate crew like that. And they would have died if it wasn't for Shiru giving them the antidote. I'm like, that is beautiful. Magellan, can we get a hand for Magellan? Magellan gives zero fucks. That's one of the things you'd think that, maybe Blackbeard should be aware of. The Warden of Impel Down has these poison powers, and if you don't know how to avoid them, then you should probably not confront the guy head on, but that's a great scene just because it showed just how badass Magellan was. At the same time showing the tenacity of the Blackbeard pirates, I guess, because they didn't die right away or anything like that. They managed to survive until Shiru gave them the antidote. And that brings us right now in the series, where most recently the Blackbeard pirates attacked Baltigo. They took on Baltigo, which is the headquarters of the Revolutionary Army. We don't really know what went down there, how exactly they... if anyone major was killed or anything. I'm going to assume that most of the Revolutionary Army managed to get away from there because it was kind of glossed over. They just kind of looked at it in the paper like, whoa, Baltigo was wiped out? What the hell? But they didn't say anything about Dragon or Sabo or Koala, any of the top-ranking members being killed or defeated or captured. So they probably all managed to get away. I'm sure there was quite a large amount of casualties there, on both sides. I'm sure some of the lower-ranking members of the Blackbeard Pirates died, as well as some revolutionary members that we don't really care about. But all the top-ranked people managed to get away just fine there. It's interesting. You think that, in a sense, that Blackbeard would be, like, he would like be allies with the revolution in a sense, you know, because Blackbeard, I mean, he probably, I mean, the Revolutionary Army is a threat. It is a threat, but I would imagine your first priority would be getting rid of the world government, and then maybe while they're in this state of upheaval, maybe after the Revolutionary Army defeats the government and there's this like lack of like vacuum of power, that would be the time to attack the revolution. You know, you would wait until the revolution is engaging in combat and they make their move before you actually try to take them out. You know what I mean? So maybe it was something like that. You know, who knows? But yeah, that brings us up to where we are right now, and I'm hoping Blackbeard does get a proper introduction, and I want to see how his appearance has changed. One of the interesting things about his character is just like the real life Blackbeard. He hasn't been able to grow like an actual Blackbeard. Like every time we see him, it grows a little bit. He has a little bit more scruff, but the last time we saw him, not much of a beard. So hopefully this time we see him 2 years later, he actually looks like a proper, like really long Blackbeard. He's got the freaking, you know, flintlocks all over him. He always carries a jug of whiskey in his belt, you know. Just an interesting character to look at. The genuine pirate aesthetic, I should say. But most of their crew is shrouded in mystery. We don't know what, like, Lafayette can do, what Doc Q can do. We have all the other members of their crew now, some of which I really want to see is Katarina Devon, Pizarro, the corrupt king dude with the mechanical hands. I guessed Vasco shot, but, you know, I'm just interested in Vasco. He's a drunk, but he's apparently, like, these are all people that, like, were removed from history, so they're badass motherfuckers here. And then you got San Juan Wolf, and it's just like, how are they going to fight that thing? Like, seriously. Like, how the hell are you going to fight that thing? He's, like, bigger than Oars. He's, like, the largest living creature in One Piece. I believe, with the only exception maybe being Watasume. Maybe, like, when his, like, really puffed out form might be bigger. But you wonder, right? Let's try to line this up. You know, I was going to make a separate video about this, but what the hell? We're talking about the Blackbeard Pirates anyway. So let's try to line this up here and see who... you know, who in the Blackbeard Pirates, like, final showdown, end of the series, are going to fight against the Straw Hats, right? And I would like to hear your comments and thoughts on this below. But let's just look at the Blackbeard Pirates. Okay, so number one, Luffy versus Blackbeard. That's the easy one. Let's just get that out of the way. Second one I feel like is fairly obvious is Shiryu versus Zoro. They're both swordsmen. He is the commander of the 2nd Division ships of the Blackbeard Pirates, so it's kind of like he's like the second in command to a degree. Very strong member, equally as strong as Magellan. Probably got nothing but stronger in the last year's swordsman, so I think that's fairly easy. Another one that is fairly easy is Augur versus Usopp. And that's probably going to be a battle of just whose observation hockey is better. So Usopp, work on that observation hockey, buddy. Doc Q, and I guess Stronger, his horse, fighting against Chopper. That's an obvious one. Yeah, that's a good one right there. I have no idea about Doc Q, because Doc Q is like, what, Blackbeard does not accept weaklings on his crew. He just doesn't. Alright, so Doc Q, sickly old man there. There's something more to his character. There's something way more going on there. It might just be his shtick that Oda likes to throw in there. Like, oh, he's really a badass. He just coughs up blood a lot. That's just his thing, you know? You never know. Katarina Devon, probably fighting against, I don't know. She's referred to as Crescent Moon Hunter and, like, the world's dangerous woman. So, I don't know. I would honestly probably, maybe she has some history or some knowledge or something. I don't know. But if that's the case, I would like to see her fight against Robin than I would Nami, I guess I would say. Let's see. Vasco Shot. Now, funny for Vasco Shot, he could fight probably against Zoro as well because they're both heavy drinkers. But no, I'm going to throw Vasco Shot. I want to save San Juan Wolf for Frankie because I want to say that Frankie's going to come up with some crazy contraption giant mech to fight against San Juan Wolf. That would be awesome. Like, Frankie just creates a goddamn Megazord to fight against San Juan Wolf. So for Vasco Shot, I'm going to leave like a blank, I guess. As well as Alvaro Pizarro. Who's, what's your opinion? Because they don't really sync up. Like, some of them are easy to sync up, others don't. Burgess, though, and Lafayette. Lafayette, I could see, is the navigator of the crew, I think. So Lafayette fighting against Nami, that would probably make a lot of sense, Also, that would actually make a lot more just from, like, the perspective, because Lafayette used to be, like, a policeman, or, like, his epitaph is the demon sheriff. So he was, like, a law enforcement person that became a pirate for whatever reason. And then you have Nami, who is the cat burglar. So it's, like, the sheriff chases down the cat burglar. Get it? So, and they're both navigators, so I could see Lafayette fighting against Nami. So that would just leave Burgess fighting against, I don't know, who's Brooke going to fight against? Yeah, these are the things I want you to think about, like let me know. There's some blank spots there. But I have talked long enough. I think I touched upon all the main points I wanted to about Blackbeard, Marshall D. Teach. One of the strongest characters in the series was so far. One of the strongest abilities, has probably gotten more Devil Fruit powers we don't know about yet. And is probably going to be one of the final battles that the Straw Hats are going to have to overcome. So look forward to that in the future. So with that being said, though, the next character we're going to be discussing here on the Warlords of the Sea series is going to be a recent one. I am, of course, referring to Trafalgar D. Waterlaw. Oh, yeah. Favorite character. I think I'll probably get Law Tekking to do that one, probably. He might make a cameo or two. Alright, I have so much Law shit, it's ridiculous. Okay, so, hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, comment below on which Straw Hats you think are going to fight against the Blackbeard Pirates, and just your theories about the character in general. Very fascinating character, of course. This will be Tekking101 signing out. Zeh-ha-ha-ha-ha! Also, I love his laugh. Anything with Z's in it, immediately cool.